career title is I'm an art photographer and I'm a framer, a craft framer, a member of the Irish Crafts Council. That's as far as I can go. As I said, I started with photography and everything had to be framed. And so as soon as I started framing stuff, I realised I was ripped off. That's what I thought it would. So I started framing myself, and as soon as I started framing myself, I realised how expensive materials are. So the only way to do it is by bulk. So I started buying bulk stuff, bulk mouldings and machinery, and suddenly I ended up having to frame for other people because I couldn't afford it otherwise. And photography is finished. No, I do it a bit, but generally speaking, that's what I do. I come in, I do all books and invoices, whatever needs to be done, inform people that whatever I've framed the day before, that the frames are done. And then I just pull a job, go into the book, check out what I have done or what needs to be done, cut the mounts, cut the frames, cut the glass, put everything together, and in between I've got customers coming in and bringing me material, art stuff which they want to frame, and I have to go through with them what would suit the pictures they're bringing in, you know, what mount card, what frame, and yeah, that's basically sort of, and then counting the money on the end of the day, I guess. Well, you're gonna have to have color combinations. You have to be able to see colors, and you have to be able to match colors. You can't put a red frame on a red picture unless you make, you know, you put a nice mount around it which matches. So it's not every frame suits every picture, so you do have to know what you do, and you have to have an eye for what looks right. That's one thing. The other thing is you're going to have to have basic woodworking skills. You don't have to be afraid about glass, and foremost, it is a business where mostly ladies come in and get stuff framed, so you don't have to have an idea of how to deal with people. You have to be quite, you know, friendly, and you have to be able to charm, I guess. Otherwise it doesn't work. You have to have people skills. I'd say what I mentioned the question before is people skills. If you meet somebody to come in and they are set on traditional ways, the way they look at their pictures or their life or their house, or that you try not to actually counteract it. You're going to have to be working with people. No, they might have a taste which is totally different than yours, but you still have to be able to get there, and you have to be able to actually put yourself into the same shoes of these people now, which is very difficult occasionally. The second would be, I'd say, you can't be a high flyer. You can't think that you're making a huge amount of money. But I'm self-employed and I can take a time off when I want to, if I can afford it. I think that's probably one aspiration, you know, to actually live your own life and there's no boss to tell you what to do. Happy customers, they come in and bring something, and whatever they brought in looks much better when they pick it up. And I'm dealing with weird stuff. You know, I mean, you get stuff in the shop which you wouldn't usually see, but just, you know, for the older customers, this is a Father Ted's item. This was brought in, this was Bishop Brennan's hat. Now, people who know Father Ted know the episode, so stuff like that comes in. Golf balls, you know, you can deal with things, you frame stuff which you wouldn't expect people want to frame. and you let your imagination play, and it is like Lego sometimes. You build something up, and in the end, it's all there and it falls into place. The last brick goes on top of it, and it's perfect. Make a living. You can't run something just out of sheer joy. You do have to. You have to count. In the end, you have to count the till, and it has to be right. And you have to put money in the bank, because most of the stuff in here is being bought and then paid 30 days later. You have to make sure that your numbers are right. I think the financial aspect is probably the most challenging.